What's up guys, welcome to AnimeKouhai. If you'd like to help me out, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel.
With a reverent bow, he seamlessly guided me to the reception room. After all, this was Leon's domain. I couldn't help but wonder why Diablo acted like he owned the place. Guy followed closely behind Diablo.
You've kept me waiting, Rimuru. Why save this visit for last?
As he spoke, he took a seat opposite me.
Come on, Guy-san, with you and Diablo here, you could have handled any threat. I was a bit worried about Ruminez, and DeGruel's strength is still a mystery to me. It only made sense to prioritize.
Milam's strength rivals mine.
True, Milam is formidable. But I had my reasons.
Milam's realm is undergoing construction. As someone who values credit, I had to give them precedence.
With a smug grin, I laid out my reasoning. Milam's been a great ally, always lending a hand when needed. Repaying her is a given. There's no contest between her and Guy.
Well, anyway, how are the other demon lords holding up?
One thing about Guy, he's quick to switch topics. It was a relief to see him annoyed yet composed, keeping a level head.
For now, I've set up magic transfer circles in each territory, still ironing out the details, but they'll work in an emergency.
I popped open the stomach to reveal a hefty magisteel disc. It was a pain to haul out.
I'll need you to pinpoint where you want it installed.
I'll decide on that later.
Leon chimed in. Well, Leon's the master here, so it's all good. Guy's pompous demeanor almost threw me off.
Glad you're prepping for emergencies. So, we wait for the enemy to strike?
Yeah, meanwhile, I'll tidy up post-Empire War and strengthen bonds with the Western nations.
Humans aren't exactly top tier, are they?
Exactly. They're gearing up for evacuation drills, trying not to get caught in our conflict and ruin everything.
The folks in Rimuru's capital would be fine, but the rest of the world's fate was uncertain. That's why we pushed for REG to set up shelters. Murmile's Kun's been busting his chops. Once things settle, I owe him a pat on the back. Seems like I've piled too much on his plate. As for the Imperial subjects, they might be crucial to Michael's skills, but it's best not to bank on it. Since I suggested wiping them all out, Michael's probably keeping tabs on them. Can't confirm until we're in the thick of it.
You've had it tough, too.
Guy was taken aback, but hey, that's just how I roll. After all the effort to establish diplomatic ties with humans, it's our country's top priority to keep them intact. The idea of Michael and the gang wrecking it all, stomping on the hard work we've put in, just didn't sit right with me. Even Leon chimed in, clearly exasperated.
You're even softer than I thought, worrying not just about your own country but others too. Do you believe your capabilities are boundless?
Well, he had a point. I'm not some superhero, able to handle everything. But I refuse to sit idly by and watch everything fall apart.
I just don't want any regrets. I'll give it my all. If that's not enough, then I'll deal with it.
But truth be told, if it failed, I couldn't just shrug it off. I'd regret it deeply. Yet, I was determined to avoid that outcome, living with pride in myself until proven otherwise. You can't lie to yourself. So, I'm resolved to live a life I'm content with.
I've had my share of regrets. Maybe that's why she chose you over me.
Was Leon talking about Chloe? His words carried a weight I couldn't ignore. He's made his fair share of reckless decisions. Maybe he's cautioning me not to follow in his footsteps. With that in mind, I brushed off Leon's concerns with a laugh.
Unlike you, I'm not obsessed with younger girls. I'm a reasonable person who cares about those around me, so you can stop worrying.
Get lost, I'll knock you out.
Funny how things got tense, and our bickering only ended when Guy stepped in.
Seriously, I thought things would improve with your arrival, but it seems I was mistaken.
Guy lamented, looking visibly fatigued. His frustration was palpable, though I couldn't quite grasp what he expected from me.
Why don't we settle this right here? Luckily, Misery and the others are getting the hang of setting up damage reduction barriers.
So, does he want me and Leon to go head to head?
Hey, ease up. A demon lord shouldn't resort to such unreasonable antics.
I chided, noting Diablo's intense stare at Leon, which hinted at a serious confrontation. Predicting the outcome was tough, and allowing it would cross many lines.
The consequences would be dire. Your duty is to protect Leon, not pick fights with him.
I scolded Diablo, who seemed more sulky than repentant. Still, considering his growth, I let it slide.
Speak up, Rimuru. This guy's been a real pain. Just yesterday, he went all out on me, wrecking the training grounds.
Guy complained. But without knowing the full story behind their scuffle, I couldn't entirely side with him.
Wait, you and Diablo had a fight?
Yeah, been feeling restless lately, so I've been blowing off some steam.
I was baffled. Guy and Diablo's clash was hard to digest, but thankfully, it seemed confined to yesterday, sparing us a repeat today. Leon sighed deeply, clearly displeased.
It all kicked off when that maid decided to take on Diablo. After getting thrashed, she stormed off, cursing her defeat.
He explained, locking eyes with Rain as if to say, that's the troublemaker.
No way, that's not how it happened. I'm no sore loser, and I certainly didn't lose.
Rain rebutted, her defiance clear. Leon swiftly cut her off, dismissing her subjective account. Diablo took the reins from there.
I don't like picking on the weak. Gave her a pass.
He chuckled.
Ha! Didn't I warn you I'd get serious next time? Did you mistake my leniency for weakness?
Rain retorted, pushing him further.
Remember when you brought Misery along for a 2-on-1? Next time, I won't hold back.
Diablo warned calmly, while Rain seemed to goad him further. I half expected a scuffle, but oddly enough, it didn't escalate.
These two are a handful. Somehow they sorted things out on their own.
Guy remarked incredulously. Seems like their squabbles were routine and oddly endearing.
They've been at it for 2 weeks straight. Suddenly, they're on the same wavelength.
Leon confirmed, backing up Guy's observation. If that was the case, it hinted at a significant power shift.
No way. Got any proof for that nonsense?
Rain challenged, prompting a nonchalant response from Leon. Then Guy chimed in, sounding irked.
Rain, you're showing your true colors. Cheering for Diablo over me.
No chance. I'd never stoop to using crude language. I'm Gi-sama's loyal follower. Leon-sama must be mistaken.
She defended herself confidently, revealing her character. She seemed oblivious to her own behavior, probably the youngest of the group. The kind who acts on impulse, indulged by older siblings. After hearing all that, it was clear who was in the right.
Diablo, how did things end up like this?
I turned to Diablo, knowing he wouldn't deceive me. He grinned.
All thanks to Rimuru-sama's greatness. Shared some stories and she came around.
He revealed. A bit unsettling. I almost blurted out, brainwashing, but thought better of it.
I see.
I'm actually a big fan of Rimuru-sama. Got a few tales from Diablo, so I decided to pitch in.
Rain added with a bow. Could it be that this person is really wrapped up in themselves? Diablo seems to be cut from the same cloth, so it's no surprise they hit it off.
Oh.
What else is there to say? I glanced at Guy with a bit of concern, but he just shook his head as if to say it was too late to do anything now.
My apologies for my troublemakers.
No worries, Diablo's a handful too, so we're in the same boat.
I sensed Guy was also feeling the strain, and our camaraderie grew stronger. Interestingly, Misery, who usually kept her composure, reacted strangely to Guy's words.
Ha! Could it be that I've always been seen as a nuisance because of Rain?
Well, it seems like you've finally realized it. I didn't want to point it out directly, but that seemed to be the right conclusion. However, it wasn't my place to intervene in others' affairs, so I pretended not to hear her murmuring. After some conversation, I was led to a concealed room behind the throne room, where I set up a magic transfer circle. It was quite heavy, so it would be a hassle to move once installed. With my task complete, I took my leave promptly. Although Leon seemed to want me to take Diablo and Rain along, it would disrupt their mission. Plus, I had no intention of bringing them with me, so I opted to let Leon deal with it. And so, we bid our farewells.
Look after Chloe for me.
Leon reminded me. I assured him.
She's in good hands.
Surprisingly, Leon seemed to accept that quite readily. I was secretly taken aback, as I had expected him to be more insistent about getting involved. He's actually a pretty decent guy when he's not causing trouble. Furthermore, an unexpected revelation came to light. It turns out, Leon and I share the same passion. And no, I don't mean we're both into lawless, okay? In reality, Leon's dream is to become an architect. No wonder he has such a keen eye for aesthetics. I learned this during our conversation while admiring the city and the castle. It made sense, given I had already acknowledged Leon's impeccable sense of style. Despite his rough exterior, he's actually quite decent. That's my newfound impression of Demon Lord Leon. With that understanding, my relationship with Leon improved, and my visit to El Dorado concluded successfully. After my journey to Leon's country, I kept up my travels around the world with great vigor. The main aim was to forge stronger ties with other nations, given the looming threat of enemy attacks. Given my arrangements for emergency transportation among demon lords, it made sense to extend similar measures to our friendly nations. So, my first stop was the Dwarven Kingdom. Agera was currently on duty in Gazel, undergoing training. I wanted to see how she was progressing, so I headed there. I teleported straight to Dwargen's main gate, where the usual hustle and bustle of merchants and adventurers greeted me. Skipping the queue, I made my way to the nobleman's passage and got the attention of the gatekeeper, who promptly ushered me into the royal castle without delay. Despite my stature as a humble citizen, I couldn't help but feel a bit smug in such situations. Aware of my modest beginnings, I made sure not to flaunt it. Gazel welcomed me upon arrival.
Rimuru, I've been expecting you.
Agera, by his side, greeted me respectfully.
My lord, I'm pleased to see you in good health.
He performed an elegant bow and exchanged pleasantries with me. It was like a scene from a historical drama, executed flawlessly. Interestingly, Agera turned out to be the reincarnation of Hakuru's grandfather, a revelation I learned from Carrera. As I observed him further, I noticed striking similarities in our mannerisms. I recalled my intention to have a chat with him sometime, which seemed like a good idea now. With that thought, I returned the greeting.
It's been a while, King Gazel. Good to see you again. And you too, Agera.
Gazel chuckled.
You're still so formal. As I always say, just call me Gazel.
Well, I'm trying to, but I can't help feeling a bit nervous in these formal settings. It brings back memories of the trial, and I'm still just a small-town citizen, you know.
I couldn't shake off my humble beginnings, but I found it rather endearing. It was only natural to feel a bit jittery in the presence of such esteemed figures. Von-san and Dolph-san observed our exchange with warmth, as did Soy. Agera chimed in, expressing his perspective.
From where I stand, it seems fitting to follow my lord's wishes, although Carrera-sama might not appreciate me vocalizing that. Besides, as part of the alliance, we're on level ground. There's no need for you to feel hesitant in King Gazel's presence, just handle it with grace.
Well, I've got a pretty good handle on what needs to be done.
Although I understood perfectly, my background as an office worker still lingered. Unless I was deeply engrossed or angered, I tended to revert to my usual self.
That's it for this video, guys. Thank you for always watching my videos and supporting my channel. A big thanks to the AnimeKouhai patrons who made this video possible. Jason Martin, Zach Rosen, Jerry Sladek, Normal Defate, L, Gary Miles, Dragonspawn666, J Rule, Leiron Sangkap, Lucas Guet, Jason Martin, Ekotski, Foolish Prophets. Thank you so much for helping out. I'll see you guys in the next video.